Hi, hello, and welcome to all. In this video, I'm just going to talk about Pallavas. But before entering into today's topic somewhat deeply, I want to share one quote to you. Umbrella doesn't stop the rain, but it helps you to protect you from the rain. As same as that umbrella confidence is to in your life. It don't gives you success, but it helps you to succeed in your life. So in any situation, don't lose the confidence level in any situation of your life. Okay, now we can enter into today's topic somewhat deeply. These Pallavas were the Indian kings and they ruled mostly southern part of the India like Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Sri Lanka and so on. And these Pallavas were the feudatory of Satavahanas. And after the end of those Satavahanas, these Pallavas came to one power. And the founder of these Pallavas was Vishnu and he is the founder of these Pallavas. And the capital of these Pallavas was Kanji, which is now currently located in Tamil Nadu. And these Pallavas was defeated by Cholas, and these Cholas were the feudatory of those Pallavas, and these Pallavas were defeated by the Chola king Aditya I, and after that this Pallava kingdom came to an end. And the most good kings who ruled the Pallavas were because in each and certain period of kingdoms there will be certain kings whose rule was somewhat great and good. Like that there was two kings in this Pallavas period of time, and they are Narasimha Varma I and Pallava Mala Nandivarman II. These two kings are somewhat a good kings and a good rulers of those Pallavas. And the most common languages which people spoke in the period of time is Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit and Parakriti. And the first king of these Pallavas is Shimmavarman I. He is the first king of Pallavas. The period of time that he ruled is from 275 CE to 300 CE. Nearly he ruled for 25 years. And the last king of those Pallavas is Aparajit Varman. He is the last king of those Pallavas and he is defeated by Aditya I, and after that Pallavas came to an end. And now we all know about the place Mahabalipuram, and the name of that place has certain history behind it. The first name which they kept for that place is Mamallan, and after that a slight change had happened, and after that they called the place as Mamallapuram, and after that now we are calling it as currently now we are calling that place as Mahabalipuram. And the reason why they kept this name is just to indicate one brave, good king, Narasimha Varman I. As now only I said that he is one of the greatest and good ruler of those Pallavas. So just to make him proud, they just kept that name. Just to indicate him, they just kept that name for that place. And in his period from 630 CE to 668 CE, one Chinese Buddhist monk visited Tamil Nadu, Kanchipuram, and then the system there which they followed during the period of time is monarchy. If a king had died, then if he has 4 to 5 sons, means the elder son will be the next king. He will be in the throne after the death of his father. And now we can see about their ministry. As usual, which is happening now had happened in their period of time too. If a king wants to take some decisions, or if he want to implement something to public means, then he will discuss each and everything with his ministers, and after all the discussions are finished, after that only they will implement certain things to public. And then they had a certain people behind those ministers too. They will follow the instructions which ministers said to them, because ministers cannot do each and everything which king said to him. King says to them. So just to implement each and everything very fast and soon, they have certain people behind them just to implement each and everything in a very fast manner to the public. And then they had 3 types of court in their period of time, and the first topmost court is named as Dharmasana, and the king is the judge of that court, and he used to give the justice for the people. And then the second court is town court, and the name of that court is Adikarnas, and there will be certain people who used to give judgment to the peoples. And then at last the third court is village court, and the name of that court is Karnas, and they also used to solve more and more civil disputes too in that village court. And the In their period of time, the punishment was not so cruel at all, but they also used to impose fines to the people who do something rubbish and wrong. And then now we can see about their army force. Then nowadays, army force was most important in those period of time because most often they used to go for war and they also used to occupy more and more places. So because of that reason, on those period of time, these armies played a major role. So these Pallavas too had a big strong army and they have four different sessions, four different divisions in their army, and they are infantry, cavalry, and then elephants, and then at last chariots. In their soldiers, in their army force, this cavalry played a vital role in each and every war. It plays a major vital role and it helps to win the war very easily and soon. And then now we can say about the tax system. Their tax system played a major role in the income of the government. In that tax system, the land tax played a vital role. It gave more and more income to the government. And like nowadays, they have more and more tax system, and for different things they used to impose tax like wells, tanks, lakes, rivers, like those things. For those things too, they imposed tax on those days, and they kept more and more different names for all those tax, and that's Kanam, Irai, Patam, Puchi, and these are all some of the different names. They had more and more names, but I just mentioned some of the four names in this video, and these four names have different meaning behind that. And now I'm just going to say only one meaning: the meaning of Irai. The meaning of the Irai is the tax which they impose on the weavers. And then now we can see about their local administration. They have two divisions in that local administration. One is Nadu, and then the another thing is Uru, and we can call it as village too. The people who lived in that Nadu is named as Natas, and they follow the instructions which is given to them by the king. And then the second thing, Uru, or you can call it as village too. And those people who live in that Uru is called as Perumakkal, and they follow the instructions which is given to them by the village administrative people. And below them there are more and more people, and those Uru Sabhas were separated as committees, and they are called as Varyams. Those people who live in those Varyams just follow the instructions which is given by the people who is the head of a certain temples. They follow the instruction which is given by the people who is the head of the temple, and these village administrative played a major role, and it was somewhat good too. They don't have any problem. They just live their life in a peaceful manner, and the village administration was also very good in the period of Pallavas. And then at last, now I'm just going to tell about their art and architectural work. Their art and architectural work was somewhat so good and fabulous. The good example is the Mahabalipuram. You can see more and more creative sculptures in that Mahabalipuram, and they just did that sculptures just they were inspired by the South Indian temple structure, and also they just mixed another one sculpture, that is Buddhism. They just mixed the South Indian temple structure and the Buddhism into one, and they just made all those sculptures. And the another one good example and the good architectural work which is made by those Pallavas is Kailashanatha temple. It is also made by more and more good architectural work on that period of time by Pallavas. I think you all like this video and the information which I said in this video about Pallavas. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next video. Until then, bye.